Well, welcome back to the Tasmanian Hockey Centre for this live stream of the Premier League Round 1 Season 2021, brought to you by the Mercury newspaper. This game is streaming live to Mercury subscribers around the world. I'm your host, Scott Edwards, and today's match is the grand final replay between University and Northwest graduates, the grand final replay from 2020. Early foray by Northwest graduates in blue. They are the defending premiers. They defeated University 3-0 in the grand final last year, and the first game back is between these two sides again. University with a number of personnel changes, but Northwest grads have also lost a number of players too, so there is a little bit of the unknown about this match today. And of course, being the first game of the season, it's always interesting to see how teams come back from the break, whether they're fit, ready to go for the new season, or whether they are still just a couple of weeks away from hitting their strides. We are back to a full 20-week season after the COVID interrupted season last year, so the teams do have a bit more time to play with, making the first round not necessarily as important as perhaps it might have been last year. It really does depend on how the teams decide to approach things early on in the season. Govan Gill for Northwest grads with an early run out of defence. Good tackle there from Vittorio, a turnover, so Gill is able to continue his attack. That's a good ball into the circle, but can't link up with Harvey Bessel or Vittorio, who had continued his run, and University will have a 15-metre restart. Ben Reid and Tyler McDonald are the University fullbacks. To start with, good interception by Gill, takes it off Reid, good touch from White, crossed in, important touch from James Shepherd in the University net. Northwest stay on the attack, University desperate defence again, Ashby Bingham clearing the ball out there from in front of the goalkeeper's pads. Mike McDevitt now with a chance to attack, continues on his reverse. That's an interesting tackle from James Burke. The umpire allows play to continue. McDevitt's inside the circle, tries to jink it over the defender's stick, and it is a 15-metre restart for Northwest graduates. Burke releases early to Vittorio. Walker Kidd over the ball now, deep in defence. Decides to go over the top. McDonald brings it down easily. Continues up the left line. McDevitt again with another chance to attack down that left-hand side. Hasn't got much space to work with. Burke comes in for the tackle, holds up the play. It'll be a University free hit inside their attacking 23. Burke was very close to where that free hit was taken, but umpire allows it to be retaken. Good entry. Dick bustling through, does win a penalty corner. So James Dick just running through the University, entering into the circle. Wins a penalty corner, the first penalty corner for the match. We know how dangerous University can be from the attacking penalty corner. Ben Reid and Tyler McDonald, both exceptional exponents of the drag flick. They are setting up two batteries. We see Jonathan Hodgson trapping for Ben Reid and Ashby Bingham trapping for Tyler McDonald, so it'll be a tough decision to make for the Northwest grads runners, where to go to try and run down this attack. Good early opportunity for University. Let's see what they've been working on during the off-season. Harper, goalkeeper for Northwest grads, didn't like what he was seeing from the push-out. A little bit of a delay. So try to figure out what was going on. Bit of an extended discussion in the goal mouth. I'm not entirely sure what their issue is, but there's some issue. Anyway, play resumes. Dick with the injection. It's McDonald to have the first shot. Harper makes the save. McDevitt with the follow-up. Puts the cross back to the spot. Gets a second chance. Off the foot of, I think, Tom Wiley. Good work from Aaron Kitchener to bring that aerial ball down, but Harvey Bessel has won out in the one-on-one contest. Onto his reverse, puts the cross across the face of goal. A couple of early chances at either end for both sides. No real clear attempt on goal just yet. Good steal from Alistair White, but McDonald has won it back for University. Bingham now attacking through the left channel. Able to continue his run. Can't get past Burke. It has hit his knee. We're free hit to University. Early one out to Jonathan Hodgson at right half at the moment. Reed. Hodgson. Goes inboard to Bingham. He's got a runner out on the left, but wasn't quite ready to make the pass. McDonald, Bingham. McDonald continues his run overlapping. Bingham on the 23. Good ball into the circle. Walker Kidd on top of it. Does well to run it out of the circle. University are able to win back possession though. Sam Payne, one of the rising stars of this University team. Good attacking run. Good work. Wins the free hit. Plays on very quickly. Can't make the circle entry. Tough tackle and penalty corner. University get a second look. Good work from youngster Sam Payne. He had an impressive 2020 season. We can see he's now pretty much locked in a starting position as a wide defensive player. Another penalty corner here. So University for the first penalty corner went with Tyler McDonald. Now I wonder if they won't go with Ben Reid for his first attempt on goal. It's McDonald again, drag flick again, just wide. Looks like it took a touch off a Northwest defender. University will have a 23-metre restart. Reid over the top of it. Northwest defence is pretty well set up, so he uses Hodgson out wide. Not too many options for Reid. He decides to go directly in. Walker Kidd with an important touch to clear the ball away. Now Joe Walker Kidd, chance to go over the top. Long ball, Kitchener's there to intercept, does well to bring it down. Under pressure from Gill, the ball spills. White. Walker Kidd just outside the 23, looks for a big entry. McDonald gets a touch. Hodgson puts it out in the path of Wiley. He can't bring it under control. Walker Kidd will get him restarted. Goes the aerial route again. Angus Cooper out on the left, had made the run. Can't bring the ball under control. So far, University have just been able to handle most of the attacks from the Bulldogs. Had a couple of opportunities themselves from the penalty corner. Walker Kidd does well to bring that one down. Payne has a chance to create an attack down the right. His options, Wiley and McDevitt, just weren't quite ready to receive. So a relatively even match so far. The best chances have fallen to University early on from the penalty corner. Northwest Grads have held on relatively well so far. Hasn't been too many clear openings. Still early in the season. This is the first 10 minutes for both sides out on the pitch in a competitive sense. Still maybe settling their nerves a little bit and easing their way into the season. As we've seen for most of round one, it's normally taken a half of hockey for the players to settle and the game opens up a little bit. Reid on the half line down the left hand side finds James Dick, who can attack down the left along the baseline. That's off a Northwest graduate stick into a Northwest graduate's body, and it will be a third penalty corner for University. James Dick looking dangerous running down that left hand side. He's created a number of chances and won a couple of penalty corners as well, which is a good sign for University to have James Dick up and about early in the season. Took a while to get going in 2020, came good around finals time when University had a really strong run towards the grand final. Always good to see him up and about early in the season. Flickers have swapped sides. Reid is now taking the left battery and McDonald's on the right, so interesting to see who they go with this time. Will be Reid for his first flick. Harper makes the save down to his right. Loose ball on the spot, cleared from the baseline by James Burke. University denied. McDevitt with the restart. But it will be a free hit to Northwest Grads. It's had a bit of a break in play. I think it's a substitution for a blood rule. So we've had a bit of a bully. The game is back underway. Gill with it deep in the Northwest Grads defence. Not too many options ahead of him. He tries to go over the top of the University defence. McDonald makes the intercept but fails to make the follow-up pass. Running back is Joe Scott. Good turnover caused by Govan Gill. It's 2-on-4 though, and the University defenders win out. Northwest Grads structured quite deep, so when they do get a chance to attack, they've only got 2 or 3 options ahead of the ball runner at the moment. It'll be interesting to see whether that continues as we go further into the game. We see White collect the ball. He does have someone out on his right, which is Vittorio. Attacks over the 23. Attempted tackle from Kitchener. Vittorio continues down the baseline. Can't feed it back to the players waiting for him at the top of the circle. Will be a 23 restart though for the Bulldogs. Gill over the top. Walker Kidd now. Good entry off the body of White. It'll be a 15-metre restart for the students. So patterns emerging in this match. Neither side really looking too dangerous in the final third. University, despite their 3 penalty corners and coming very close on that third attempt, still nothing to show for their attack, and we know how good Northwest can be once they get going as the defending premiers. So they will only need a sniff take control of this match. Delicately poised though as we head towards the end of the first quarter. Reed over the top of it at the moment. Uses Payne at right half. He's got a little bit of space to work in and move it up. The Grads defence deal with it. Gill running the ball again. Interesting tackle from Kitchener that time. Gill continues, uses White out on the right hand side. Big entry. Important intercept there from Payne. Now Kitchener at right half. Angus Cooper recycles all the way out to Walker Kidd and James Burke. Looking for one last entry before the siren for the end of the first quarter. They'll take their time. This is normally how Northwest grads like to play, is patient around the back and just work for their opening. Cooper's accepted it very wide down the left. His entry, not clean though. He does claim that it came off the defender's stick, but the umpire's not having it. Reed takes his time, just uses McDonald back deep and central. Chance down the right hand side for the Bulldogs. Interesting work around the circle's edge. Will be a free hit to Northwest. Can't find anything clean in the circle, and University survive yet again. So the end of the first quarter, we have seen Northwest grads attempt to attack down the width. They certainly tried to attack from wide areas, looking for the cross back in, which University have mostly dealt with comfortably. But there really wasn't a whole lot going in that first half, in that first quarter, that could really make too much out of. I think both teams were maybe a little bit conservative and just testing each other out a little bit. We'll see whether the game starts to open up now in the second quarter, whether one of these sides is prepared to take the initiative. Good ball from Reed, finds McDevitt deep in the right hand pocket. Does well to get round Cooper, but can't get around Walker Kidd. It will be a free hit just outside the circle. McDevitt does take it quickly, attempts to make the circle entry, pleads with the umpire for a free hit, but in the meantime Northwest are running away on a counter-attack through Goblin Gill. He's only got two options ahead of him. Does find Tyson Bessel out on the right wing. Bessel does recycle it back through his defence. Now Burke at left back. Again, we see this patient style of play. Walker Kidd attempts to break the lines. Again, down the right hand side. University defence disciplined inside their circle not to give away a penalty corner, and they've got a chance to counter here through Ashby Bingham. Good tackle from Walker Kidd. It's come off Bingham over the sideline too, so Northwest Gads retain possession. Walker Kidd goes over the top. Payne did just enough to put off the attacker there from bringing the ball down safely. University of so far handled everything that the Northwest forwards have thrown at them. It'll be Burke over the top. On the left hand side, looks towards Gill. Gill does well to turn Kitchener. His attempted pass into the circle took a deflection off McDonald, and it'll be a 23-metre restart for Northwest. Gill takes it very quickly. McDonald does make a good tackle. Hodgson finds McDevitt. Good work from Walker Kidd to turn it over. Shot on goal from Harvey Bessel out on the right has gone wide. Heavy tackles there from Vittorio and Gill. Play on, says the umpire. McCormick looked out to Bessel. Joe Scott now deep. Left hand pocket, defensive pocket for University. Will be a Northwest Grads free hit just outside the dotted circle. Gill takes it quickly. Good touch in. Shepherd watches it over the baseline. And again, not too much danger there. Not too much danger there created by Northwest Grads so far. University have been able to handle most of what they've thrown at them. Good step in front there from Reed. Excellent work from Tyson Bessel to prevent his run, and now he's around Hodgson too. He's around McDonald. Ball spills for Gill. Gill over the dotted into the circle. 3 yellow shirts around him making the tackle, and University survive. Probably the most promising attack through the middle from the Bulldogs. Started by Tyson Bessel, teamed up well with Gill. Walker Kidd's overrun that, and Wiley can attack for University. Doesn't make it too far though. Here's Bessel again, starting to get involved down that left hand side. Here's a better opportunity. White can't get around McDonald though, trips over. Would have been a 2-on-2 if he'd managed to continue that run. Gill does go through quickly. James Dick back there doing the defence in the circle. Here's McDevitt, has Wiley on his left, decides to continue his run himself. Recycles it back out. Joe Scott goes on an overlapping run down the left hand side. Barnstorming run. Gets the ball into the circle. Here's Hodgson on his reverse. Tries to cut it back inside. No one is there. Jono Hodgson with an opportunity from the top of the circle. Couldn't quite get in a good enough position to take a shot, and here's Sam Payne. Harvey Bessel holds him up. Good little contest between those two, and Sampayne wins it. Attempts to attack down the right-hand baseline, but is prevented. It will be a 23-metre restart with Ben Reid over the top of the ball from a wide position. Decides to play on his reverse. Ball spills inside the circle. Here is James Dick again in a wide left-hand position. Can't create much this time. Gill looking to run it out of defence. Couldn't quite keep it under control. University have a chance to reset inside their attacking 23. All amounts to nothing though, and James Burke will be able to take the ball out of defence for Northwest. Gill tries to get around Bingham. Held up. Burke has it on the half line though. He's got Walker Kidd in support in a central position coming out of defence. Again, they'll try and look for that opening. Not a whole lot to work with, and the ball sails harmlessly over the baseline yet again. McDonald gets to continue. Payne. Burke wins the battle. Kitchener recovers it for University. Hodgson out to Reid. In a battle with White. White wins it. Bessel puts it in place for White. White with a shot. Good glove save from James Shepherd. That's the best chance Northwest have had on goal so far in this match. It's fallen to Alistair White. Good shot on his reverse. A good save by James Shepherd, the hero for University from the final series last season. Walker Kidd puts in a dangerous cross. Still 0-0 though. And we see Northwest have looked most dangerous when they've moved the ball quickly and through the middle of the park. When they've tried to play a bit more patiently and wider, it really hasn't worked for them. Here's Burke moving it quickly. University, for their part, have dealt with most of the wide attacks from Northwest. Their defences held on to things pretty comfortably, and they've done well mostly just working their way up forward and winning penalty corners. Still, neither side has scored. That's a good ball in. That's a good save from James Shepherd. I think that's the first time we've seen a pass from a wide position actually connect with a strike in the circle. So Northwest, just in the last few minutes, have started to look a little bit more dangerous in the circle and just starting to connect a little bit better with their forwards. Good steal from McDevitt. He's able to continue his attack quickly down the left-hand side. Bit of a scrappy battle there in the Northwest defensive 23. Away comes Hodgson. Isn't able to create an opportunity on goal. Walker Kidd gets an early release to Gill. He's around McDonald, has a battle on his hands to keep it in. Does. That's a fantastic cross into the spot for Bessel. Battle on the spot. Is that a penalty corner? Rough tackle there from Tyler McDonald. Northwest get their first look at an attacking penalty corner, but fantastic release there from Walker Kidd. Ball over the top. Finds the run of Gill down the left-hand side. Just lost control of it slightly, but fantastic work to get to it, keep it in. Good save by Shepherd from Bessel's deflection, but a penalty corner one for a rough tackle from Tyler McDonald. First look at it from Northwest grads, and you would assume it's Jai Walker-Kidd who will take the first one. Alistair White is set up on the right hand battery, also a very useful option from the penalty corner. Walker-Kidd, 16 goals during the regular season last year, most of them from the penalty corner flick. We know how dangerous he can be from this setup. That attempt is from Walker-Kidd, it is wide. University will be pleased to survive that one. Walker-Kidd probably has the fastest drag flick. It's probably got the most power behind a drag flick in the state at the moment, so when he's on target they're very difficult for the goalkeepers to stop. Here's youngster, one of the Sprouse I think, number 8 for University. Getting over the top of the ball for his first touch in the game. Here's Bessel. Has to go back to McCormick, and they go all the way out to Walker-Kidd. Good work from Bingham to hold up Vittorio there on the left wing. I think number 8 is young Will Sproul for University. Always a very noticeable body out on the pitch because of his size, the young kid, but good to see the youngster getting involved in the Premier League. A little bit of experience for him. So McDonald over the ball on the half line down the right hand side. Raised dangerously. Northwest will get the free hit. Burke over the top. McCormick makes the run. McDonald just getting in the way. We'll take the 23 or take the 15 metre restart. Reed over the top. Uses Sproul. Clever touch on down the line. Gets the ball back too. Uses Wiley. Cuts inside. That was off Walker-Kidd. And it will be a long corner for University. So Burke just takes a quick look at the clock and the quarter siren sounds. Well, it's half time now. It is 0-0 after the first half. I think both teams have now settled a little bit. They'll be more comfortable with where they're at, getting a half of competitive hockey into their systems. We've seen every game so far this year has opened up after the half-time breaks, so we'll see whether this one does the same. All sides, of course, would be relatively happy just to get the first match of the season out of the way. We are underway for the second half in this match, though. As I said, not too much to report so far. Both sides have had one or two really good chances on goal, but otherwise not a whole lot else pace of the game is just a little bit slow as well, and both teams are relatively cautious in their approach. We'll see if it does open up in this second half as the legs get a little bit more tired, being the first game of the season. Turnover from Gill. McDevitt has gone on the run down the right hand side and will receive it back. He's into the 23. He's got a chance to get through on the circle. Slips it back to the spot. Tough to deal with from the Northwest Grads defenders, and they have given away a penalty corner. So early on, University creating a turnover down that right hand side. McDevitt, who's looked dangerous all day to be honest, was able to get a really good run down the baseline into the circle. Wasn't able to quite find the pass back to Dick, who was waiting there, and Tom Wiley ghosting in on the back post, but they were able to win a penalty corner, which is their fourth of the match, I believe, so far. They've gone twice to Tyler McDonald for a direct drag flick, once to Ben Reid for a direct drag flick. No success so far. It'll be interesting to see who takes it this time. It is McDonald. It's direct again, run down by White. Plays allowed to continue. Sam Payne has it on the University half line. Chased by Tyson Bessel. The ball spills to Ben Reid, attacking down the right hand side. McDevitt puts the cross in. It's a little bit off target and goes over the baseline. Northwest Grads will get a 15-metre restart. Good work from Alistair White there, running number one. Chased down the drag flick from McDonald. University have now gone with a direct drag flick 4 times. 0 success, so be interesting to see what they do if they happen to get another penalty corner. Hodgson with the intercept. McDevitt again heavily involved in their attacking play, down that right hand side along the baseline again. His cross just a little bit off target and goes over the baseline, but we can see what University are trying to do. They've probably spotted something they can exploit and have spoken about it at half time, and they've looked for McDevitt down that right hand side almost exclusively on every attack in these opening couple of minutes of the second half. Walker Kidd launches an aerial. Kitchener misses it. Vittorio can attack down the right hand baseline. He's past McDonald, slips it back. I believe that hit a foot from University, but I'm probably incorrect because the umpire hasn't called it. Reid bustling out of defence. The ball spills free. McCormick is able to recover it for Northwest. Burke goes for the long pass, hits Hodgson's foot. White plays it quickly, but the umpire doesn't like it. Tells him he's got to take it back a couple of metres before he can play on. So it is Gill over the top just outside the 23. Uses Burke. All the Northwest players in front of him. Decides to go on a little bit of a journey on his own. Struggling to create that overlap. We see it's very congested in their attacking 23. The entire University side is in their way. And I think this speaks to the real struggle that they're going to have in this match. Is they like to move the ball slowly, methodically. They like to take their time, but it doesn't quite work against University because they love to flood back. And I think playing slowly is not going to get you too many rewards in this match. And I think Northwest have looked best in attack when they've moved the ball quickly and tried to catch University off guard, like now. Gill got an early ball into Tyson Bessel. There's a good tackle from Joe Scott. Brings it out through Hodgson. They're still under a little bit of pressure. When the free hit down the sideline though. It'll be McDonald. He goes over the top. McDevitt has picked it up. Down the left hand side. Can't beat Cooper. Cooper does well to hold him up and win the free hit. Angus Cooper there, youngster for Northwest Grads, enjoying an extended opportunity as part of the starting 11 now. Had of course been coming off the bench for the last few seasons for Northwest, and now a couple of their players leaving, there's an open spot for him to cement his part in the defending Premier's side. Vittorio down the right, Harvey Bessel, mistrap. Reed was there to clean up regardless. Reed happy to take his time, tries to go over the top centrally. Did work out better than he hoped, but Sam Payne wasn't quite able to bring the ball under control. Now Walker Kidd has to go over the top. Unsuccessful as well. Reed does well to intercept that pass. Quick attack option here. Wiley's got only 2 defenders to beat. Walker Kidd holds him up and wins the free hit. Burke over the top. If he takes this quickly, they've got an opportunity. McCormick back inboard to Gill. Gill's got a little bit of space to work with, and he's got Tyson Bessel in the circle. Oh, it was an excellent pass. Bessel on his reverse. Wasn't able to bring the ball under control, but that was a lot better from Northwest Grads. They look a lot more dangerous playing a more direct and quick style of play because they are opening up University down the middle. Unfortunately, they're just not taking that option too often. Here is Gill again, has given it to Harvey Bessel. Tries to have the shot. Took a deflection off a University defender. Gill moving on quickly. Now Vittorio with an opportunity. Takes this shot. What's that come off? University stick. And it'll be a long corner. So Govan Gill providing the impetus here for much of the attack from Northwest Grads. And really when he's been over the ball, they have looked dangerous. When they've tried to play their usual slow and patient style, they really haven't been able to create anything. But when they're going through Gill and when they're attacking quickly and going centrally, they've really caused troubles for that University defence. Kitchener in the middle of the park tries to get it out to Joe Scott. It's just out of reach for him. The ball's not great from Walker Kidd, and University are able to clean it up. That's hit the foot of McDevitt, and he does get the free hit against him, and he'll probably get a card now for that indiscretion. Here's a green from the umpire for Michael McDevitt. Might just be the opening that Northwest Grads need with an extra player on the pitch. Might just open up the University defence a little bit more for them. Payne's able to make the intercept. Play's allowed to continue though. Payne on his reverse. Clears it out to the half line. Good pass from Gill to find Tyson Bessel on the spot. Deflection goes way over the top, so no danger there. Reed will restart it. Uses McDonald. He goes over the top. This one will sit nicely for Wiley. Will have to do most of it himself though. Burke is able to clean up defensively. James Dick is able to hold them up. Joe Scott goes centrally to Kitchener. Switches out to the right for Payne. Reed now getting forward of the play. Held up by Gill, but he's got a chance to continue his run, especially while there's 4 Northwest players out of position. Does get it to Dick. Gets onto his 4-stick. Back to the spot. Bingham there. Unable to get a clean shot away. Good little passage for University though, that looked promising. James Dick was just unable to get in a position to get a clean shot away. Northwest want a bit of a counter attack, but it's prevented from going any further. White goes quickly. Vittorio can break lines into the circle, around some bodies, continues on, gets the ball nice to Harvey Bessel, gets a shot away, and it's a save by James Shepherd. Or was it just wide in the end? Shot was just wide in the end from Harvey Bessel. Excellent play from Julian Vittorio. Bustling run around 3 or 4 defenders. Desperation was able to get the pass away as well. Harvey Bessel in a good position to get the shot away. And just wasn't clean, just put it just wide. And James Dick, if he had collected that, he would have been through on goal and able to have a shot. So we are just starting to see the game open up a little bit these last couple of minutes, as we expected. Gill, heavy bit of attention there from Michael McDevitt, who's returned to the pitch after his green card a couple of minutes ago. Gill attempts a long pass, Kitchener intercepts. Not many options for him though. A little bit of back and forth. Does come up with eventually, but Walker Kidd takes it. He's immediately on his bike trying to break some lines and run through the University attack. We can see here how they're setting up. Northwest have 4 or 5 players behind the ball themselves, so they're attacking with not a great deal of numbers, although as I say, that White has been able to get free inside the circle, get the ball and win a penalty corner. So they're taking the risk. We are seeing Gobbin Gill and James Burke having a relatively animated discussion in the middle of the park, perhaps about how quickly they're moving the ball. I think Gill probably recognised that when they move it quickly they're creating much more in attack, and Burke's probably saying, hang on mate, we've played this way all our lives and we've won the premiership last year because of it, so let's just stick with what we know. That's just a little bit of speculation on my behalf though. Northwest do have a penalty corner though, and we've spoken about how dangerous they are from this situation. It'll be Jai Walker Kidd, I suspect, to have another attempt. Injection. Walker Kidd with the flick. On target. Into the goals. Payne for University. Joy for Northwest. And finally, an opportunity taken. It is Northwest. Jai Walker Kidd with a drag flick from the penalty corner. Straight through the legs of James Shepherd. But as we spoke about before, he's just got so much power on that penalty corner that if he's on target, they're hard to stop. Now it's the University's game to chase. So we close in on the end of the third quarter and get into the final 15 minutes. Dick puts it to the spot. Cooper has a little bit of trouble but does clear it eventually. One last chance for an entry, you would suspect. Reed spots up Hodgson, who's got a central position. Looks inboard, the pass isn't great. It does fall nicely though for James Dick on his four-stick, and the umpire said no, hang on, there was an infringement, it's a Northwest free hit. Hodgson, poor pass in the end, but it was perfect for what they were looking for. It did fall nicely for James Dick. Wiley with a turnover. Can't get past Burke, but Bingham sweeps in through. Trying to chase the ball down. He had James Dick and Tom Wiley around the defender. They weren't able to get it back though. White does well to intercept, puts it over the sideline because he knows the siren is about to sound for the end of the quarter. So we're about to get underway for the final quarter. It's the opening round match. It's the 2021 Premier League season between Northwest Graduates and University. It is 1-0 to Northwest. Thanks to a Jai Walker Kid penalty corner drag flick conversion late in the third quarter, which has given Northwest the lead and will now force University to chase this match. Over the course of the match, you'd say University have a slim lead in terms of the better chances on goal. Much of the general gameplay has been pretty even between the sides. Neither side really took their chances over the first three quarters until that late conversion from Northwest Grads. But now we're into the final quarter, legs are a little bit tired. It is the first match of the season, so we'll see whether it does open right up as it has in the other matches today and last night. And whether that doesn't present some additional opportunities for either side to grab a few extra goals. The complexion of the game, of course, does change with that goal. Northwest will now want to hold on to their lead, and University will probably take a few more risks in order to chase the game. So we may see some of the patterns that we've seen over the first three quarters change. No huge change in how either side is lined up between the start of the game and the start of this final quarter. And to be honest, probably both coaches were would have been relatively happy with how things were going for most of the match. I think most things were going to plan, how they planned. Just the conversion rates were low. University definitely will be disappointed with their attacking penalty corner efforts. Northwest had a few good chances in field play, like this one. McCormick gets the ball nicely to Bessel, and they've basically run it in for their second goal. Almost out of nothing. The umpires will have a bit of a discussion though. I don't think there was too much wrong with that one, but they've just created a turnover in University's defence, and they've just worked it nicely between themselves over the line, so I can't imagine this will be overturned. It is a goal to Northwest, so it is 2-0 now, and Dick attempts to get the game away very quickly, continues his run, can't quite break into the circle, but does win a free hit just on the edge. McDevitt over the top of it, uses Bingham. The entry goes nowhere past Burke's stick, but a little bit of scrappy back and forth between the two sides. Northwest still can't quite get a clean clearance. It's still open for whoever wants to win it. Reed trying to get clean possession. Wiley there to help him. Vittorio fires it out over the left-hand sideline. Joe Scott at left half. Goes inboard to Kitchener. Reed's pushed himself higher up the pitch now. Looking to get involved in the attack now. He starts to run back to his traditional full-back position. But we can see now with 2 goals the difference. Players like Ben Reed prepared to take more risks up the pitch in order to try and create something for themselves. Northwest do now look pretty comfortably in control of this match. That second goal is definitely going to help their style of play. You would expect them to be able to hold on to the match from here, but here's Harvey Bessel down the left hand side again, puts the ball to the spot, wins the penalty corner. Another opportunity for the Bulldogs. 1 goal difference would have certainly opened up the match for University to fight back. 2 goals down with 10 minutes to go. You would expect this Northwest side still boasts a fair bit of experience and talent despite the players that they lost over the off-season to be able to hold on from here, and now they have an opportunity for a third. Walker Kidd and White both lining up again. I would suspect they'd go Walker Kidd once again now that he's found his range with his first goal. Injection from Gill. Finds White. Goes to the left for McCormick. Gill with a chance from wide. Fires it into the side netting. So, the attacking penalty corner just broke down a little bit at the top of the battery. They weren't quite able to create anything from that. Reed will restart the play from the top of his circle. Goes overhead. Gill does enough to put off the receiver, and it'll be a Northwest ball on the sideline just inside their defensive half. Walker Kidd over the top of it. Switches it all the way to the right for Burke. Up the line to Tyson Bessel. Long pass attempt there from Walker Kidd. It's over the baseline. Here's young Sproul receiving the ball. Gets it into the path of Bingham. Is able to continue his run. He's into the circle. He's around the right hand side. Can't slip it back to the waiting forwards though. And again, it'll be a long corner for the students. Hodgson over the top. Looks to Wiley centrally. Grad's defence. Handles it easily. Reed looks for Sproul on the right hand side. The youngster can't get a touch on it. So now we're seeing with a 2-goal buffer, Northwest more than happy to slow this game right back down again. That's an interesting decision there from Walker Kidd. Pass intercepted by James Dick, but he couldn't bring it under control, and it all ends up safe for Northwest in the end. White, centrally. Tries to find Gill. Reed with the intercept. Gill is able to continue through, but ball doesn't fall his way. Reed, aerial over the top. Walker Kidd is equal to it. It'll be a 23-metre free hit for University. Difficult to create anything from these situations because, as you can see, it's 10 on 10 inside that Northwest Grads defensive half. Not a whole lot of space to work with, not a whole lot of free players. Walker Kidd takes the entrance and clears it out down the opposite side. Bit of a press on though from the Bulldogs. It's the first time we've seen that today. Pushing right up on the University defenders, trying to close down the space. They've nearly created a turnover, but it doesn't quite work out in the end. Bingham taking on Burke. Wins at this time. He's got Wiley on his left. He decides to cut back inside. He's over the top of McCormick. Bingham continues on his run. He does have an open player on his right. He's a bit too late to spot him and fire the pass in. Although James Dick has won it back. Again, McDevitt on the right was free. Unable to spot him up. Unable to get a chance away on goal. Great run from Bingham. Great work from Dick. Just not connecting with their forwards. And Mike McDevitt free in both cases down the right. They're unable to see him or spot him up. Wiley. Turnover. Here's Bingham again. Able to work his way around a couple of Northwest Grad sticks. Can't get past the third. Does win it back. Free hit University. Bingham trying to have an influence on this final quarter. Receives the ball again. Held up by Walker Kidd. Reed will want to take this quickly. Bingham instead on the charge into the circle. That one does fall nicely just in front of the goalkeeper's pads. Little desperate deflection away. Now young Sproul uses McDonald. He does find a player free. It was Joe Scott who had ghosted into a free position inside the circle, but didn't take his opportunity to have the shot. McDevitt feeds it back to the spot. Top of the circle, Reed and Gill in a battle. Couple of opportunities there for University. And they've just been unable to really... Well, they've been able to really create a free opportunity inside the circle. They've been denied the space when it has fallen for them, and just haven't been able to create anything really clean in general play inside their circle. Grads having a chance to attack. It's fallen nicely for Harvey Bessel, but bounced over his stick and has been unable to bring that under control and get a shot away because he was through on goal. So time's running out. Time is running out for University to attempt something in this game. 2-0 lead to Northwest. Looks pretty comfortable now. They've been able to handle the chances that University have created in the final quarter, and they look comfortable. They know the students have to chase the game, so they can afford to slow the pace down if they need to. They have actually looked to continue their attack though and they've looked dangerous in the last couple of minutes too. Similar story to University though, just haven't quite been able to be clean inside the circle and get that important first touch or get a clean shot away. So both sides have really relied on the set piece, the penalty corner, in order to have their best chances on goal. McCormick in a battle with Payne. Payne does win it. New free hit to University. Unable to make anything from it though. So the clock is ticking down. Final quarter in this match. Northwest Grads have looked good for their 2-0 win. University had a couple of early chances. They really needed to take one of those early penalty corners to have broken this game open, but it wasn't to be. We saw James Burke clear an opportunity from the penalty corner from University off the goal line. And then towards the end of the third quarter. Only their second penalty corner attempt, but Joe Walker-Kidd was able to slot it home with quite a fair bit of power past the goalkeeper to give Grads the lead, and then almost directly after the restart for the final quarter they were able to score a second through Diggory McCormick. So Grads, just within the space of a couple of minutes, were able to score 2 quick goals either side of the 3-quarter time break to really take this game away from University. It'll be a good first up win for the relatively young and quite different Northwest side. James Dick with a chance on goal, but Harper handles the follow-up quite easily. Northwest will be happy to take those points. Good first hit out for both sides, but University will rue some of their early chances. Anyway, it's goodbye from me. Northwest have won their opening match 2-0 in the opening round of the Premier League.